Okay, so let's continue to explore the code, the clustering code. So he says that the medoid identified through the clustering process is an object at the center of the cluster. It is used to define the cluster. It is used to define the cluster. Here we identify their names. So going to get the medoid. I guess this stands for the medians. I mean the centers. And so you can see here, this stands for the centers that we saw. And so he's putting them in here. And now he takes that, this is actually what we just did. He takes this distance object. He says, convert the distance object to an actual distance matrix for doing word searches directly on the matrix calculations. So anyway, we have this matrix now, which is what we did a little bit in the last video. Now the next thing is kind of a cute idea. So for each medoid, in other words, for each one of these center words, we have 5 clusters of 5 center words, identify the closest words from the distance matrix. So in other words, like we said before, we have a center here, so what are the words that are closest to this one? So maybe this one or this one, depends how many he wants to choose. So he says, let's choose the 2 closest words to the 5 lists of, to have 5 lists of 3 words. So we'll have the center word, the medoid, and then the 2 closest words. And for each of the clusters, so we'll have 15 like that, right, altogether. For further analysis, note that there's, and for further analysis, note that there's some overlap in the word sets. So now he's going to create some code to get these 2 closest words as well. And he's going to do that by sorting, and then just choosing the, sorting the ones that are closest to a particular medoid keyword, and then just choosing the top 2, the 2 that are smallest distance from them. So he's going to use sorted. So I'm not going to go through the details, but that's the idea here. And he says the smallest distance will be the distance of the keyword to itself, of course. So choose the 2nd through 10th words in the sort 2nd through 10th. I think that's a misprint. I think he means 2nd through 3rd. That's what he's doing. So, so then this is so now I'm getting these words, right? I got these as the center. Now for some reason, either he's getting a different set, which I don't think is true. But so he's decided by I think this is what he's doing. He looked at that list of keywords that I showed you, the groups, right? We have these are in group 5 and these are in group 4 and so on. And he's trying to name this group. So he looks at this group. It says love, life, one, can, will. That's that one group. Here's another group. Never, story, man, world, da da da. Now, as far as I know, unless he got different words than I did, which I don't think is true. Right, I got these words. So this is the center of my first cluster. This is the center of my 5th cluster. Never, but never is not a great. So I'm trying to name this cluster. Never is in there, but I'm trying to name it. And I believe that he does this sort of just creating a name based on staring at these words. And I believe that what he's saying is that one is called story. Now, do we even have the word story in there? No. Oh, story is in cluster 5, yeah. So somehow he's choosing that word, because I don't think he got a different result than me, so that he got story as the center. Maybe he did, but I don't think so. So either he did that, either for some reason when he clustered he got a different center than I did, which shouldn't really be true because I'm using the same data, or he's attaching the word story. The name of this cluster, he's giving it the word story, the name story. Okay, so, and then he's giving the fourth cluster the name life, and the third cluster the name truth, and worlds, and loved. Okay, so that's how he's naming these clusters. So naming a cluster, you could do it just by the medoid, that is the center. You could just use that, or you could try and say, well, this is a group of words, and what is it really about? Now that's obviously just guessing and just a kind of art. It's not a science. But that's something you could do. And now he's making a dictionary for the loved words and the world words and the third cluster and the fourth cluster and the fifth cluster, using this that we're familiar with, the dictionary function. Okay, let's continue in the next video.